So you beautiful people, in today's video I'm going to break down how to make it easier for you to win in Call of Duty Warzone. But before we do that, if you do enjoy the video at any point, please don't forget to drop a like, and if you are new here, consider subscribing with the notification bell clicked so you get my videos as soon as they are published. The first thing you want to do as soon as you drop in is make sure that you evaluate where all the recon contracts are. Now you can see I'm starting quite far out of the zone. Now this is for a few particular reasons. One, the recon's going to tell me where the next zone after the first zone is going to be anyway, but there are a lot of people who don't like to land outside the zone, whereas I feel as if it brings less attention to myself, so I've got more time to do what I need to do in terms of obtaining loot, obtaining the contracts, and securing the contracts. Now the one thing that is going to be the most risky thing you do here is when you are actually securing the contracts. Quite a few of them will be outside, out in the open, where you'll leave yourself open to gunfire. Now what you need to be doing, if you can, is either take cover or strafe where you can. Don't stay static if possible, because that's where you're probably going to get your head sniped off. So as you can see, landing in, there shouldn't be many people in because I've already checked the sky when I was dropping in, and I have the belief that there aren't many people around here, and that's just another easy secure for me. There's 4 minutes odd till the zone starts coming in, so I've got plenty of time to do my homework on where I'm going to go for next. So we start the secure, and as you can see, as time goes on, this will be the theme. So we take a quick look at the map, and then we start to work out where our next intention is, and it's obviously going to be the next recon contract. Now I did decide that this one was close to zone. Zone is moving, so we need to be closer to the next one. So we make our move. In the perfect world, you're going to want to use a chopper for this, but if you can, just take whatever vehicle will get you there first, because you're going to need to cover a lot of ground on the basis that you need your recon contract and you need to get to where the recon position actually is, and these are the times where you leave yourself susceptible to get killed by someone. So when you do secure the recon, don't just go balls blazing straight for the secure. Make sure you check your surroundings before you start going out, because quite often people get blinded by the fact, oh, there's my next recon, I need to go. So already we know a clearer picture as to where we're going to go now in the map, and once we get this secure, we near enough know where the final circle is going to be. Now there are certain times where you won't be able, as you will see in this game, to get the final recon you need. However, when we make our move here, what happens? A recon comes up and we decide to stray from our original plan, which was to go to my orange marker and then go and obtain another recon, as you will see as we float across. Whilst doing this, when zones close, naturally loadout drops will come in, so you can accumulate money whilst you're doing this, but you don't necessarily have to get your loadout while you're doing this, because you should be able to get one of the freebies. Again, this is going to leave you open to risk, so it is a risk that you need to calculate in your head whether you want to take it or whether you want to accumulate the money and get the loadout from a buy station, but both come with similar risks. Now I didn't really want to go through downtown, but it was the fastest way for me to get where I needed to go. I saw that guy, I had to take him out. It's pretty cool that the car landed in the van as well. That could be delivered to somebody if they want, with 0 miles on the clock. But anyway, back into it. So we've spotted that recon by the stadium, and we've decided we are going to go for it. This will really set me up for the final portion of the game, and this is what this video is all about. It's about getting as much intel to find out where the final circle is, so you give yourself the best chances to survive in the latter parts of the game. So if you do your homework in the earlier parts of the game, you're going to make the latter parts of the game that little bit more stress-free, because it is really hard to survive, especially in solos. If you have other players in your team, then this is where you can utilize them to go for the particular recons. Now with the recons, they will go to 2 particular sites, so you can start making mental notes of where certain recons go, because they only go to 1 of 2 sites each time, and you'll be able to learn as time goes on which recon site you're possibly going to go on. And if you have teammates, you can split up and make this so much easier for yourselves. So we kind of knew with my original marker that we was going to go to farmland, and that is where we're going to head off to now, because it's a certainty that the final circle is going to be there. Now with the vehicle thing, if you can get a trophy system, put it on. That lasts for 10 minutes now, and this will save you from situations like this one. He nearly got me, but he just weren't calculated enough with his RPG, and I just go in and finish this guy up. Because of that kind of knocked my confidence, so I decided to sit back a bit. And what I should have done was, there's times where you should not take fights in Call of Duty Warzone. There's times where you should let that person go and just live to fight another day. I took the fight, and what I've ended up doing, I can hear somebody in the background. I've definitely alerted them. I'm still trying to kill this guy because the thirst has took over, and I knew I should have just left this gunfight. And now I've put myself in a situation where I'm not 100% sure where the guy who's closer to me is, and I end up losing this gunfight, unfortunately. However, I couldn't have timed it any better, because the gulag has got 37 seconds left before it closes. So we go into the gulag, and we managed to clean up this guy and get back to the plan, because we've done all the homework. We know where we need to be dropping now. So I dispatch of this guy and decide that I'm going to land back in, and it's going to be two options here. It's going to be the loadout, which comes in a little bit late after I start dropping in, and I've already made my mind. I'm going for that recon. There's the loadout drop coming in, but that's going to be a magnet because it's by all these houses. So I've tried my best to land somewhere, one, where there's a recon contract, but two, it doesn't look like somewhere where many people will go. However, I do hear someone, and that's why you can see me walking around the roof trying to work out if I'm going to end up in trouble. And lo and behold, this guy, oblivious, obviously camping his way through the game, I've managed to take him out with a sexy Semtex to the head and then just dispatch of him in the corner. Then we take up the recon contract, and we decide that it's probably not going to be the best of ideas going for it. And once I go outside, I get challenged anyway. So sometimes you're not going to be able to obtain that recon contract. Sometimes it's not going to be worth it, and this is where you need to start having a plan B. We've done enough homework here to know we are in a very good position now. There's 16 people left. I've got 6 kills. I'm going for this truck because I believe I can drive over to that buy station, and this is where I bump into this fella now, and I just think to myself, there's no way I can get away from him. He might rocket me, so I'll fool him, going into the storm, come back, easy kill, clean up, get some more plates on our way. And also, because I had already lost my loadout drop, I got myself a nice GRA, but he's put on the Merc thermal, which slows down your ADS so fast. So we've switched our plan now. We are no longer going to go for the recon because we've got enough recon information, in my opinion. So what we're going to start doing now is pinwheeling the storm. And when I say pinwheeling, we're going to follow the outer edges of the storm and work our way in slowly, taking a good look of what's around us to try and eliminate people coming in behind us and taking full advantage of us and the hard work that we've already done to get into this situation. And all you're doing with the recon contracts, the more times you do this, the more times you'll actually find that you will end up in the top 25, the top 10, the top 5, and eventually you are going to secure that win. It's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, going to make your life easier, but you really need to start slowing it down when you get to these portions of the game. So that guy sent an RPG at me. I didn't know where he was. Really and truly, he should have just took his time to sneak up on me and take me out. Could have shot at this van. Didn't want to bring any attention to myself. What I thought I'd do instead is follow him. So that's why I've gone to acquire the RPG and just take a look on my right hand side, because that's where all the buildings are, and just make sure that nobody's flanking me from my right hand side. So we start heading over to that guy because I want him gone. I know he's here and I want him gone, and he's made himself a target by alerting everybody to where he is anyway. So instead of wasting my bullets, 28 in a clip, just in case I got to fight somebody else, chose to melee him, just get him done. And then somebody tries to take me out again, who should have took me out in the first place. Managed to get cover, and then this is an IQ 200 play. He should have had me dead. Goodbye, mate. See you soon. So got an M13 now, a gun I'm much more comfortable with. And as you can see, again, my back is to the storm. I should not have anybody coming behind me. So we pinwheeling again, following the storm, just eliminating all those possibilities that someone could be there. And there are 5 people left, but I can hear commotion to where I'm heading to. So I'm trying to be that person that comes in behind from the storm and cleans up all those unsuspecting characters. And I found myself the perfect position, plenty of cover with trees, and I let these two fight it out instead of going charging over and then wait for the guy to have to put his plates in. This is all about the end game for me. I am not playing for kills here. We are playing for the win, and this is what this video is about. Dispatch him, and it's just me versus one person. Now I get really lucky here, I have to admit. The storm absolutely blesses me, which is what I was hoping for, and that's why I'm standing behind this tree, just waiting for the storm to push in slowly, taking my surroundings, move to a new tree that will be in zone. Even though I got a gas mask, I know I'm fine, and just wait to see what the final storm does as it moves now. And lo and behold, I'm lucky enough for it to move my way, so there is absolutely no need for me now to move from this tree and just wait to see my target. And it's quite funny that this guy did not kill me. I believed he was going to get me because he's a riot shield person, and I just really have a hard time dealing with people with riot shields. But for some unknown reason, I chose not to fire, and he thought, yeah, easy target, clean him up, easy win. And this was all because of those recon contracts getting me to the right side of the map, so I don't have to interact with too many people trying to get here. And that is what you're trying to do when you do this particular style of play. Guys, there are many buttons you can hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.